Up for review today, we have the Titan Megazord from the 2006 series Power Rangers Mystic Force, and the Japanese equivalent, the Magi King from the 2005 series Maho Sentai Magi Ranger. Now, I've got to say that Magi Ranger is one of my favorite Sentai series, if not my favorite Sentai series. Now, something that I've noticed is that Go Ranger, the first Sentai series that started in 1975, and Magi Ranger 2005, 30-year difference. They both have the same color scheme, and they both wear capes. Maybe Magi Ranger was sort of a tribute to Go Ranger. Now I know that Bokendra is the 30th anniversary series, and I just noticed that. Maybe some other people have noticed that too. Now in Magi Ranger, their mother is known as Magi Mother, which is a white Magi Ranger. Now, she gives all of her kids, in Magi Ranger they're all siblings. In Mystic Force, the only people that are related are the Blue and Pink Rangers. They're both sisters. Now she gives her all of her kids except for Red, who is the youngest, as a Magiphone so that they can become Magi Rangers to fight the Infertia, which are basically creatures from the underworld. In Mystic Force, sort of the same story, except Nick, the Red Ranger, comes to a town called Briarwood on his motorcycle. Basically gonna live with another one of his relatives because he switches from relative to relative. And at the same time, creatures from the underworld, they're basically using dark magic trying to take over the surface world. And so then Udana, the American equivalent to Magi Mother, known as the White Mystic Ranger, and she disguises herself as an old man to get some adult teenagers, well, somewhere between adult and teenagers, young adults, I'll just say young adults, wants to go into a forest so they can become Power Rangers. But they all have to believe in magic in order for them to access their Mystic Force powers. And Nick, he tried to, but he didn't believe in magic when he just saw it right in front of him, so how could he not then? You know what they say, seeing is believing. And eventually he did believe in magic, and they became the Red Ranger. Now in Magi Ranger, since they're all siblings, Green is the oldest, Pink is the second oldest, Blue is in the middle, Yellow is the second youngest, and Red is the youngest out of all of them. Now, also, in Magi Ranger, Magi Mother became giant. Ultraman reference, anybody? Or Kamen Rider J reference, anyone? And became giant to fight Wolzard, known as Korag in the American version. And he became his Centaur mode, and Chip, the Yellow Ranger in Mystic Force, said, "A centaur! A real centaur! I want one!" And not to sound whiny or anything, I can't really make a good impression of him. He didn't sound whiny when he said it, so excuse me for that. And they fought, and so then in Mystic Force, Udana lost her powers. They took her snow staff, brought it to the underworld, and through the majority of the series she was basically powerless, but she still had magic as a sorceress. And Magi Ranger, when she hit Wolzard with her ice dart things out of her staff, stupid car, alright, if you heard that horn. And if in Magi Ranger she hit him with ice crystal attacks, it made him realize for a second that he was his wife, because Wolzard is their father. And so he recognizes that that's his wife for a moment, like I said. And the Magi Rangers all think that she died. They all think that Wolzard killed their mother. But really, she was just sleeping somewhere. But they had her Magi staff instead of the villains having it. Now, anyways, on with the review. Now, these are a lot like this is actually the fourth Earth mecha in Sentai slash Power Rangers to be humanoid. First would be the Shogun Megazord from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Almost said Ninja Storm there for a second. And then in Zeo, Super Zeo Megazord, and then Turbo Rescue Megazord, which I reviewed in my 15th birthday video. 16th birthday is coming up soon. And so, weird coincidence. Now, this falls into the line of that, so maybe kind of like Go Onjure, taking ideas from Sentai series and then using them all into one. Ever thought of that? Now, they're supposed to be based off mystical creatures like Zeo. Maybe this is a Sentai that has references to other Sentai series, but anyways, they're supposed to be based off mythical creatures. Red is supposed to be based off of a phoenix. And his weapon is a sword. 360 degrees, you know, all the basic stuff that Zords have. Oh, and his legs can bend. Move out, so pretty posable Zord. Not really sure if you could put him into good poses or not. And I know that she just fell over. She doesn't really like to stay up that good. She looks a lot like Mini Zord from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. And she is supposed to be based off a sprite, which is basically a little tiny fairy. Not to sound, and don't get the wrong idea when I said fairy. Now, yellow, Birdman. Birdman! But he's based off of a Garuda, which is basically a Birdman. Birdman! Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. Blue, a mermaid. Little Mermaid. It's Ariel. Ariel has her own Zord now. Oh, and last but not least, and the biggest out of all of them, the Minotaur. I am the Minotaur! Venture Brothers reference. Now, I'm basically out of time, but join me for part 2, where I'll show you the dragon formation.